Hey everybody, Morgan Knudsen here. I wanted to talk to you guys today about paradigms, and the reason why I'm standing in the garage right now is because I want to demonstrate to you the stories that we tell ourselves aren't always necessarily based in fact, or they're missing pieces, right? They're missing pieces. Maybe we have part of a story, part of an idea, or part of a belief system that might not be entirely complete. It might not be right. The problem is we tend to believe ourselves, don't we? We tend to believe ourselves. We tend to believe what we tell ourselves, and oftentimes when we tell ourselves a story that maybe we got from our parents, or we got from a bad teacher, or maybe it's ourselves telling ourselves a story that is just not good for us, we start to miss, and we start to miss the expansion of what we could be learning, these little bits and pieces of knowledge, and writing things off before we completely understand them. So what I wanted to teach you guys today was how the paradigm, for example, that we can't touch fire, fire is hot, fire is bad, we don't do that, is actually missing information, okay? It's missing information. So this is something we all experienced as kids. We were all told, we don't touch fire, it's a bad thing, right? I was told that as well. And that's true. Fire is super hot. It can be dangerous and destructive, and we have to be very careful. However, there is an element to fire when we start to understand accelerants, when we start to understand the science of lag time and thermodynamics, where we begin to be able to manipulate and change that paradigm and story. So I wanted to show you guys today just how much we tell ourselves and our mind, and how our minds actually shape what it is that we experience, what it is that we know. Now I'm gonna front this by saying, do not try this at home. I've been a fire performer for many years, and I've trained under some of the best in the world. Do not try this at home. This is a bad idea if you are not trained in fire arts. But there are reasons why I'm able to do things like this and still walk away okay. No, I don't have anything on my hands. This isn't a magic trick. This is not trick fire. Okay. Come on. Here we go. This is not trick fire. This is the real thing. And oftentimes what I do ends up defying explanation. And people, they don't understand it. They don't understand how this is physically possible. And if we want to get a little bit more daring with it, you can do some crazy things like that as well. So as I say, I've been doing this a very long time, so please don't try this at home. But as you can see, the story that we tell ourselves, that fire is simply too hot to touch, too hot to manipulate, and is simply missing information. You know, yes, fire can be dangerous, fire can be destructive, but however, there's some scientific loopholes that if you know what you're doing, then you can begin to create a beautiful, basically, piece of art with this incredible element. And the point of which I wanted to demonstrate to you guys today is that we have to be careful about the stories we tell ourselves. Are we getting complete information? Because I don't know about you, but I definitely got the story as a kid that fire can never be touched, fire is hot, fire, the whole works. You guys know the story, you've heard it a million times, probably from your parents. But we have to start to be very careful, as I say, about what it is that we believe and how much investigation are we willing to do to understand whether or not that's truth. So whether we're dealing with racism, miseducation in the system, or a paranormal phenomenon that skeptics have just written off and said, this can't exist, it doesn't exist because it doesn't fit my paradigm of what exists in the world. We have to be able to investigate what it is we're looking at before we rule out some crazy ideas that, you know what, the universe is an amazing place. Miracles happen. Amazing things are created in the world. And ultimately, it's just science. It's just science. It's what it is. It's just science, people. As I say, no magic here. It was all just the type of accelerant that I was using, very specific accelerant called naphtha. And it's the timing, there's a million little things and nuances and thermodynamics and all of this that go into being able to be a fire performer. And when we start to understand the thermodynamics, when we understand that there's what they call a lag time, there's there's a barrier that gets created between the naphtha and my fingers, all of this type of thing. And this isn't something that's magic. This isn't something you have to stretch your brain for. It's just something we need to understand. So if we can do that, if we can apply these principles and start to erase and challenge some of the paradigms that we've got going on right now, I'm telling you, when we approach stuff with curiosity instead of fear, the world changes, and we change the world. Okay? So I'll see you guys Monday to Friday, Spiritual Health Care, right on Facebook.com/EntitySeeker. You can find me on entityseeker.ca, and of course YouTube.com/EntitySeeker as well. I hope this was educational. I hope this helped. I hope this helped challenge your brain a little bit, and I will see you guys very soon.